All right, so you want to talk meditation. You've given us a ton of material on all these different techniques.
It is interesting, isn't it? There's so much out there.
It really is. It seems like you're looking for a little more inner peace, maybe some better focus, or
A little more zen.
yeah, who isn't, right? And I think a lot of people, they hear meditation and they just think,
Sitting cross-legged.
yeah, exactly, empty your mind, and it has to be this really rigid thing, but it's really not.
Not at all.
So let's do a deep dive into all these different styles and kind of what makes them unique. Where should we start?
Well, let's start with one that everyone's talking about these days. Mindfulness meditation. That's all about paying attention to the present moment, but crucially, without judgment. So you're not trying to stop your thoughts from happening. You're just sort of watching them go by.
So instead of getting all swept up in them, you're just kind of...
Observing.
Yeah.
Observing like clouds passing by.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
And there's a lot of research now that shows that mindfulness can actually physically change the structure of our brains, specifically in the areas that are related to stress
Wow.
and emotional regulation. Some studies have even found it to be as effective as medication for certain types of anxiety and depression.
Really? That's incredible. It's not just like feeling calmer, it's actually changing the way our brains work.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so that's mindfulness. That's really interesting. What else is there?
Well, if mindfulness is about noticing those thoughts, concentration meditation is a little different. It's more like you're training a mental spotlight.
Okay.
You choose a single point of focus. It could be your breath. It could be a mantra that you repeat silently. It could be an image. And every time your mind wanders, you just gently guide it back to that point of focus.
So it's almost like working out a muscle, like you're really building up
Exactly.
your attention span.
That's a great way to put it. Our minds are so used to jumping around all the time, and this is about building that mental discipline.
Yeah, I can see how that would be so useful, especially like in today's world, we're constantly bombarded with emails and
media.
Yeah. So, okay, we've got these two really interesting styles. What if you want to cultivate more like positive emotions rather than just managing the difficult ones?
That's where loving kindness meditation comes in, also called metta meditation. And that's a beautiful practice that begins with cultivating compassion. But it starts with yourself.
Which, let's be honest, is sometimes the hardest part.
It really is. We're often our own harshest critics. But meditation encourages us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer, say, a good friend.
So it's really about changing that inner voice, making it more supportive.
Exactly. And research suggests that this practice can actually increase our levels of oxytocin,
Oh, really?
which is often referred to as the love hormone.
Yeah.
And that's associated with feelings of connection, trust, and well-being.
So it's not just in our heads, there are actual physical changes happening.
Exactly.
That's really amazing.
And then from that foundation of self-compassion, you gradually extend those feelings outward. So first to yourself, then to friends and family, then to strangers, and eventually even to those who challenge us.
So you're kind of expanding that circle of compassion. I love that. Okay, so what else is on the menu here?
Let's talk about transcendental meditation,
Okay.
or TM for short.
Okay.
This is one that I think a lot of people are curious about because it's got a little bit more of a structured approach and there's a decent amount of research behind it.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of TM, and I think that's the one that involves mantras, right?
It is.
I always kind of pictured it as like a very celebrity kind of meditation. Is that
Well, it's true that there are some famous people that practice TM,
right?
but it's really a technique that anybody can learn. And yes, it does involve using a mantra.
Okay.
And in TM, you receive a personalized mantra from a certified teacher. But it's not about like focusing on the meaning of the mantra or anything like that. It's more about using it as a tool to kind of quiet the mind.
So it's almost like you're using the mantra to transcend thought, hence the name Transcendental Meditation.
Exactly.
I like it.
And as simple as it sounds, studies have shown that TM can lead to some pretty significant benefits like reduced stress and anxiety, improved sleep, even changes in brainwave patterns that are associated with relaxation and focus.
Okay, you've got my attention at changes in brainwave patterns.
Yeah, right.
That sounds serious.
It's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, researchers have used EEG technology to actually look at what's happening in the brain during TM.
Wow.
And they found that there's a shift towards what are called alpha brain waves, which are associated with like a calm but alert state,
Okay.
and even theta waves, which are associated with deep relaxation and creativity.
So it really is like giving your brain a vacation, but there's science to back it up.
Exactly.
Interesting. So we've talked about focusing on your breath, focusing on mantras, even cultivating compassion. But what about people who they don't like to sit still?
Right.
What about them?
Well, that's where movement-based meditation comes in.
Okay.
And this can include things like yoga, tai chi, qigong,
Right.
where the movement itself becomes a form of meditation.
I love that because sometimes I think, the best way to quiet your mind is to move your body.
Absolutely.
It's like all that extra energy has to go somewhere.
Exactly. And so in movement-based meditation, you're really bringing your attention to the physical sensations, the flow of your breath, the coordination of your body and your mind.
So you're not just going through the motions, you're really being present.
Exactly.
With every movement.
And the great thing is that you get the benefits of both, right? You're reducing stress, you're improving flexibility and balance, but you're also cultivating that inner stillness.
It's like a 2-for-1 deal for your well-being.
Exactly. And it can be a really great option for people who maybe feel a little intimidated by or restless with more traditional seated meditation.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Now, on the kind of opposite end of the spectrum, there's something called Zen meditation or Zazen. And this is the one, I gotta say, in my mind, I have this very stereotypical image of like a Zen garden, the pebbles, the monks, the roads.
This seems very mystical.
It does. It feels very far away.
There's definitely a certain mystique surrounding Zazen.
Right.
But at its core, it's a practice that's really accessible to anyone.
Okay.
And it's about cultivating deep inner peace. Now, it is rooted in Zen Buddhism.
Okay.
But you don't have to be Buddhist to practice it or to benefit from it.
Gotcha. So what does it actually look like? I mean, it's more than just sitting still, right?
Right. So it does involve assuming a specific posture. Usually it's a cross-legged posture on a cushion.
Oh, okay.
And there's an emphasis on the breath. But the real heart of Zazen is this idea of observing your thoughts, again, without judgment.
Okay. So you're really creating that separation between like you and then this running commentary in your head.
Exactly. And in that space, that's where we can tap into that deep well of peace and stillness that's always there, even if it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
When we're caught up in the day-to-day.
It's like finding that quiet place within.
Yes.
I love that. It's interesting, as we've been talking about these different styles, I'm realizing there's this common thread of training your attention, whether it's on your breath or a mantra or physical sensations or even just like noticing those thoughts without judgment.
Exactly. That's a great observation.
Yeah.
At its core, that's what meditation really is.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating awareness, a deeper awareness of ourselves and the world around us.
And there are so many different paths to get there. It's amazing. We've talked about some that have been practiced for thousands of years, others that are very much backed by modern science.
Right.
They all offer something unique. But for someone who's just getting started, I imagine it can feel a little overwhelming.
It definitely can be. And that's where something like guided meditation can be a really good place to start.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because it's almost like you have a meditation teacher right there with you, like every step of the way.
Exactly. You're being guided along the way. And that can provide structure, it can provide focus, it can make it feel a lot less intimidating, especially in the beginning when your mind, it really does feel like a ring full of monkeys.
I love that analogy. It's so true. So with guided meditation, you're basically following along with a teacher's voice or maybe an app. And they're kind of walking you through different visualizations, maybe some breathing exercises.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe some body scans.
Exactly. And there are guided meditations out there for just about anything you can think of.
Really?
Stress reduction, better sleep, focus, gratitude, self-compassion, you name it.
It's like this whole library of experiences that you can have.
It is.
Wow, it's amazing.
So whether you're drawn to, the stillness of Zen meditation or the mental discipline of concentration meditation, or maybe that gentle support of a guided meditation, I think what we're really seeing here is there's no one right way to meditate.
There isn't. It really is about finding what resonates with you, what feels good in your body, what you feel like you need at any given time. It's a journey.
It is.
It's really about, self-discovery, I think. And then figuring out what works for you.